Hey fellas, welcome back. Well, I don't have to welcome you back. You've been here. But welcome back, y'all, to episode.
Ain't going nowhere.
Episode 2. Listen to your 3 favorite filmmakers talk about films.
3 favorite up and coming
filmmakers.
Man, we here, man. Y'all just ain't noticed us and give us no money yet.
Right? As soon as that happens, yeah. But last episode we had some good topics. Hopefully we have some even better topics. This episode.
We will have some better topics, bro. What do you mean, hopefully?
You gotta be half humble, half cocky.
I know.
Little hockey.
Fuck that.
Damn, Cam took it right to the top.
We there.
Right?
Give us money so you could see it.
But speaking of, having humility and, kind of
filmmaking.
Yeah, filmmaking and everything. Every era has, I want to say, when you break it down by decade, what I'm saying, the 50s, 60s, 70s, so on and so forth, they have that one film. 70s, it was The Godfather. 90s, you could say it was, maybe like The Goodfellas, The Silence of the Lambs. 2010s, 2020s, all Marvel. I don't care what you say. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Martin Scorsese. Mm-hmm. But every era also has that one film that whether it came out in 1950 or in 2050, it's fire, regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the genre, whatever. As you pop it in anytime, you hop in the time machine, this is the greatest film ever.
Yeah.
And Cam's smiling at me because he knows my answer. And it's a film that has been drilled into my head since I was able to understand what film is. It is The Godfather. I'm sorry. Because...
Tell me more.
I absolutely will. The thing with The Godfather, because it touches on so many elements. It's a legitimate crime mob thriller. And it's a legitimate family drama. And it's not 3 hours for no reason. It explores so many ins and outs, and like I said, the relationship between Don Corleone and all his children, and then his children with his business. And I don't know if it could spoil The Godfather at this point, but them taking over and everybody seeing their true colors, you know what I'm saying? And as a child, I have 3 siblings, a sister and 2 brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how the Corleone family was set up. I think that's exactly how it was set up. Michael, Fredo, Sonny, and the sister.
And Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah. So
Jordan Corleone.
Hey, nice ring to it. But that's also a little personal attachment I had to it. Because, not only me, growing up, it was drilled into my dad's head by his older siblings. He has 10 siblings. And he's the second youngest of 10.
It's a lot of cases.
It's a whole lot of us. A whole army. So he can literally watch that movie with his eyes closed and verbatim. You know what I'm saying? And
fair enough.
Yeah, and it's on every director's list.
I will say this though.
Every director's list.
You might be the only black man that says that.
Oh no, you're gonna be wrong on that.
Yeah,
I guarantee.
I don't know. I feel like I never hear Godfather though.
What?
I've heard it. I've heard it a ton on like television show, like when men speak of it, but just never in Community.
No.
Never really brought up in Community. Like I personally, don't hate me, I never watched the movie.
That's fine. It is 3 hours long.
Yeah, and there's multiples of them. So
yeah,
you wanna get the full.
I don't have 3 hours. I don't have 3 hours.
I probably have 3 hours, but I don't know if I have it. Yeah. Godfather.
I haven't seen part 3. And my pops was like, you don't have to.
But do you need to see
that's what he said. Like, yeah, you ain't gotta watch that. You're good. You're good with 1 and 2, yeah. But Godfather 1, you can, like I said, 1950 to 2050, it don't matter.
All right, I'll give you that. I would say for me, the first film that I want to present in this is Malcolm X. And I think
that tracks. That's right on brand for
me. Yeah, it's right on brand for me, as you know. But I think it's also just like the constant representation of like who Malcolm became. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that even to this day in Community, like we could definitely still use.
Absolutely.
Just that ability to say, no matter how low I go, I can always still go above. Mm-hmm. So like I think that's a story that even you could say it transcends past race. Like it's the comeuppance and so forth. But the fact that it was based around race and it did have all those historic points and the political points and the activist points. I just think, and I always tell people this, I think that the greatest era for or at least in my opinion, one of the greatest eras for Black people in this country we call United States is the 50s and 60s and 70s, only because I think we finally started to gather everything we needed, whether it was knowledge or just like we could do more on our own. We were more collective, and I think we wanted a bigger mission. You know what I mean? Like we wanted more, and then that's where you start to take it into somebody didn't like that. You take it into the crack era, you take it into the gangster era. Yeah. And you know, pretty much if you look at the comparisons, we don't dress the same, we don't talk the same, we don't treat each other the same. So I always look at that movie as like almost the connection between the past and the future, you know, like where you can be, and I'm not saying everyone has to be a political activist or nothing like that, but just saying that if you want better for yourself, you can go out and get better for yourself.
I saw it on streaming, so I have time for that because the stories behind it, because I know the whole story of the making of that movie. It's like one of my favorite, like how he got the money, how he put together the elements for that. So that I'll check out. Maybe The Godfather one day, but
no, honestly.
Malcolm
Flip
X.
a coin. Malcolm X is
gonna land on Malcolm X every time.
Malcolm X is an excellent film.
I don't know if Malcolm X would do well in the 1800s though.
You know,
very short story.
Why is he winning?
No, they'd watch it. Okay, this is what we got to watch out for. Yeah. But another thing to touch on that, it taught us a side of civil rights activism that they never taught us in schools. Militants. He had his people on point.
Well, that's
remember
why I
the scenes where he's, you know, he had
the collectiveness.
You know, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I speak to the collectiveness, because it's like I don't look at it as Malcolm running these men and women. I look at it as we're all one and we want a mission to get accomplished.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they never even taught us that in schools. So that's a whole nother podcast.
For a reason. For a reason. They didn't want it to happen. But my movie, let's go away from the dark jury dramas. Mine is the magnum opus of Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh, I know.
Spirited Away.
Yeah. Still haven't watched it.
Spirited Away. It's one of the best animated movies of all time. It's right there. It goes Toy Story, Spirited Away. It's
wow.
His idea of filmmaking is like maddening to his staff, but it always produces a great product. He will just draw a scene and just build a story from that.
From one scene.
From just a scene he draws. Like, oh, I like this, and just draw a scene. And animator's like, when is he gonna produce the next one? He's like, just wait. And it's that idea of the Japanese word ma. It's just silence and rest, and you can see it all through the movie, where it's just moments of, instead of like smash cutting into the next scene or the next escalation of the problem, it takes you there. It's like, okay, this is a transition. This is just rest as we go into the next spot.
Oh,
and it's not bad. It's like, oh, what are you waiting for? It's like you watch it, like,
see, that's what I call letting the scene breathe.
Yes,
you know,
he does it so much, and it's so nice.
Get the audience to start thinking.
It's like it's an adventure movie, so like you just want to see where she goes next. Like, how is she going to be able to get back to her parents? Like, and she's lost in this completely different world. She goes from the main character is moving to a new place, and all of a sudden her parents get lost. Like, they get lost into this fantasy world, and it's like a common theme of the Japanese people is the spirits. And her parents are just like, oh, we'll chill here for a night. All of a sudden they're pigs, and all of a sudden there's demons and spirits around her. She has no idea where she is. And as a guy says, eat this, and he's like, okay. And now she finds herself working. She's working in a bathhouse that washes demons.
That washes demons.
Yeah, it's a bathhouse.
I know, but I had to make sure, because I was like, washing a demon sounds crazy.
Yeah, this sounds like an extreme version of Alice in Wonderland.
It is. It's completely down the rabbit hole. And she just kind of has to figure out who to trust, who not to trust. Can she stand on her own 2 feet? It's like a coming of age. And through this, she learns that she can stand on her own too in a new spot and not have fear. It's basically her going from like a girl to like more, not a woman, but just having more confidence in herself.
Yeah, preteen to teen, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful movie. It's the score, like, it used to be my ringtone, It's
Wow.
every time I hear it,
The entire score?
He never answered the phone.
Just let it ring for an hour and a half.
I wouldn't pick up my phone.
This is great.
It's just beautiful. And every shot is just like, you see the colors pop and you see the real effort put into every single scene. Every character there, all the demons are unique, and this character, there's no like wasted characters. It's a beautiful movie.
Doesn't it feel like I feel like we put a lot of effort into movies here, but when you see movies from other places, it feels like
you literally read my mind.
What are they doing?
I was gonna say Asian people specifically,
Yeah,
like
the
some
Asian
of
community,
what
Bollywood.
Bollywood, like Japanese films, for instance, what they consider bad over there, we say is classic.
Yeah.
The standards, the barometer is completely different. It's insane. They don't play about film over there, like at all.
No,
it's not a joke.
And we're like, hey, we got the camera and it's releasing this Friday. Like,
Right?
we really don't care.
There's a
Like, we
basement
literally
involved,
let Blair
like-
Witch run the show for a good year.
Dog.
And that was filmed with
Found
trash
footage.
cameras.
Oh my gosh.
No, there's
Yeah.
always the granddaddy of everything. They're the granddaddy of found footage. You
Yeah.
can say Cannibal Holocaust is. I don't know if you know about that. That we'll talk later.
Cannibal
But,
Holocaust?
yeah, it came out in like the 80s.
Okay, that was a precursor, but I think Blair Witch was the...
Yeah, Blair Witch was like the one that punched through the wall.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. You ever did a double take?
In a scene or a whole film or
Just in life.
oh,
You ever
I did
saw
one
something
today.
and you was just like, I gotta look again at that.
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Definitely.
So what I'm talking about though is those movies when you like, what's on? You see like the movie and it's from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Now this can't happen in theaters, like because you're not really flipping through in the
Yeah,
theater.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I would say this would be like, even if you watched it, it's just one of those times where you ever see a movie that you get literally hooked in from the very beginning.
Oh, like that one opening scene is like,
Yeah,
I gotta see
that's what
what's
I'm
up here.
That's what I'm
Oh
talking
man,
about.
so many running through my head right now.
Now I will say this, and maybe people out there could relate to me, but like usually I only see the beginning of a movie a handful of times, because normally after that, unless I go play, I'm probably catching a movie from some point 5-10 minutes and on, and then I'm just watching to the end. So the beginning kind of starts to fade out after a while if you don't watch it from the very beginning all the time.
I get what you're saying. I'll do you one better before
What's
I
that?
give my answer. We grew up in the era of heavy front-loaded credits. Can you agree with that?
Yeah.
The first one to pop in my head is Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
Dumb and Dumber is one of my favorite comedy films, maybe my favorite comedy film. And before the little scene was in the limo, after that it was just laden with credits. I'm like, I know the guy who swept up the set
like a
now.
cold open.
You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, exactly. And then as it went on, because back then only drama would do it, drama, horror, but now every genre has a good opening scene, no matter the genre. But in the 90s, a whole bunch of front-loaded credits. I don't know if you noticed that.
That reminded me of this. I saw this the other day. Jason Statham, Wrath of Man.
I've heard of it. I haven't
Okay,
seen
it's
it.
really good. You guys should check it out. I saw it the other day, and I remember I was like doing something while it was starting, and I had that same moment. I was like, wow, what a great way to get rid of like 3 to 4 or 5 minutes in a movie and be like, yeah, man, it's an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But the first 5 and the last 10.
Yeah.
Boom, now we got to make an hour and a half movie. You know what I
Right?
mean? Like, it's kind
And
of
God
like that.
forbid if it's Marvel. Oh God. I gotta stay. Like,
Yeah, right. But for me, the movie that came to mind first, and I would say, I had to do a little research because again, like I said, the 5-minute, 10-minute thing is kind of like hard after a while. You start to really catch the movies late. But when I did my research, the best movie I saw that came to mind that reminded me the most was Scream.
oof.
Oh.
I'm the horror movie guy.
Scream.
That's a good.
You like scary movies?
And yeah, exactly. Like, could you
That
imagine?
was so good.
Could
dog.
you imagine, bro?
Yeah.
That
You
was so
living
good.
in a safe community. You getting your popcorn ready for the movie tonight.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your landline ring. Not your cell phone. Your landline ring. And now, it's
Your
a
landline
creepy
is
ass
crazy.
voice on the other side. And you trying to, Drew Barrymore did a thing trying to like.
Oh,
play
hell
it off.
yeah, she did
She was
a
like,
thing,
yeah,
yeah.
what's up? But after about 3 minutes, she was like, "This shit real."
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And Drew Barrymore, if you think about it, at the time was a humongous.
Oh, enormous.
Yeah.
So
And she was dead.
it was
within
one of the first.
20
No, I
minutes.
was just gonna say it was one of the first movies I could remember where they did that thing where like you see one of the biggest characters go in order to get you hooked in like what's next.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
that's true.
So it was like that for me where I'm like, damn, well, Drew Barrymore's gone, now what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what do we do
Nev
now?
Campbell? No, I love Nev Campbell. It was a joke.
And then it's always just the mystery of like the scary person that you cannot tell if they're a man, woman, black, white. You don't know what it is. It's just a mask,
the
bro.
person driving the vehicle, anybody can go. That's from Alfred Hitchcock, famous one, the famous movie, Bates Motel, Psycho.
Oh, Psycho, yeah. Oh,
she dies
Lord.
in the first 5 minutes. She dies. And she was the biggest star at the time.
Yeah, her legacy lasted throughout the movie.
And they were confused, and that's when you used to go to the movies to see Clark Gable and Charlton Heston.
Yeah, exactly.
You put this, okay, let's see the movie. Wait, she's dead? Hold up.
Yeah.
Why am I still here? Let's find out. Yeah, exactly.
So what about you?
Me? Oh, well, we're going to stay the violent route.
Okay,
we're not going to go horror.
We tend to
Serious
stay violent.
and violent.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as a human mind, you see violence, you get hooked, like, all right, I want to see more or see where they're going. For me, it's Goodfellas. I don't know if you remember how that movie opened. It's just three guys on a road trip.
I do remember.
One of them asleep, one in the passenger seat, one in the back seat. Yeah, they're just driving, and they start hearing a thump in their trunk. Like, you know, they look at each other as if they know where the thump is. So it's like, oh, we got to go check it out. They pull over, pop the trunk. Something's moving and muffling. Like, is that a human? They remove the sheet. It's a human. What are they going to do to him?
Damn.
Beat to a pulp. And then what did Joe Pesci, one of the craziest people I've ever seen on film, do? He took a butcher's knife and started yee.
Like,
he was angry.
Like, why won't you die?
Bro.
Those stabs were, why are you alive? Those were those stabs.
I think Goodfellas might have some of the most, like normal human being, like gruesome kills. Like that scene
easily.
Where the guy was like, he wouldn't stop asking Robert De Niro about his money. And they took him to the car. And it was just like, all right, let's go. Clean this up.
No, clean it up and go.
Bro, I'm like, that guy whole life just left his body.
And then they don't value human life at all. It's like, you're in my way.
Exactly. If you're in the way of me getting to point A to point B, you're dead in the middle of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even a joke. And then, of course, you know, it's all about Henry Hill and everything. Mm-hmm. And the way that scene ended, he slammed the trunk and the camera zoomed on him. And he's looking like, what have I gotten myself into? You know what I'm saying?
Which, you know, by the end of that
For
movie,
as long as I wanted it.
I always wanted to be a gangster.
Now he's like 12, throwing the paper to the gangster. Like.
No, I love, shout out Martin Scorsese. You top three, you not one. I'm sorry, you're not two or three.
All right, mine is, I'll go action route.
Okay.
Let me see.
This movie that is kind of, okay, when I first saw it initially, because I saw it a couple of times, I walked in theater, I thought we missed it. So, okay, we're here in the action. Okay, watching, it's a good movie. Then it's like, okay, I thought we missed more. Let's watch it at home. Watching, it's like, oh, this is the beginning. That's where it starts. Kingsman. Colin
I
Firth,
did watch that.
and I don't know, Edgerton something and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
From the beginning, it puts opening titles. They explode. The helicopter flies in. And all of a sudden, die! And people jumping. Action like, oh snap! What is this? What's going on?
Yeah, this is what I
It
missed.
goes right into the action. It's like, it's not action for no reason. Like, okay, this is what the Kingsmen do.
Exactly.
And he's there fighting his nice suit. Show up, fighting, beating the bad guys. Like, oh, okay. What's up? What y'all doing? These are some 2000s James Bond. Okay, what's up? Show me more.
Real.
Show me more. And it kept its foot on your neck and it didn't let up.
For real.
The action has got better and better and better.
And one good thing about all those opening scenes we just described is that it prepped you for the movie. You knew what you were getting into. There's no mystery.
Yeah.
You knew you were getting into
once
a
Drew was gone, I was like,
like you were getting into a mass knifeman terrorizing a town.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting into three-piece suit punching action, and we were getting into some mob shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think
there's no
Kingsman
question.
was the first self-aware movie about like not monologuing. Mm-hmm. When there's a scene where Samuel L. Jackson jumps in and he has a gun, you think he's gonna monologue. He's like, "This is the movie." Bam!
Yeah.
Oh snap! He killed him.
Yeah.
He killed him.
No, definitely.
And now,
definitely.
from that movie on, you see like people just stop monologue and do the villain monologue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, we ended this. This person gonna die. We can
Yeah,
write
yeah. This is it right here.
Unalived.
I don't know what you thought it was gonna happen, but one place that monologuing does really hit though. If you give a good monologue, there's a short example in a TV show I watched recently called The Bear. You should check it out. It's those scenes that are like heavy on your heart. Those scenes that like tug at your heartstrings, have your eyes welling up like, I'm a thug, but damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
those scenes that either make you cry or you're right here on the verge of crying. And once again, because we've seen so many movies, a laundry list of them. But I have one in my 35 years of life, nothing has topped it. I'm not sure if y'all have seen Manchester by the Sea, starring Casey Affleck.
No, I did not see Manchester by the Sea.
Oh my God. Okay, so very short synopsis. It's about this guy. He had a tragedy in his town. He moved away, but he had to move back because his brother died and his brother made him the legal guardian of his nephew. So he's got to go back to hometown with that shit heavy on his mind. And spoiler alert, if you don't know what happened, he had got drunk playing like ping pong one night with his boys. And they live in Massachusetts, so they have a fireplace. So his wife came and said, y'all got to leave, it's too late. So he left.
Yeah.
So they left, and before he left, he put some logs on the fireplace and warm up the place. And he covered it with the little fireplace gate. He went to go get his beer, and on his way back, his house was on fire. All 3 of his kids died, but his wife survived.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So devastating. So there's a scene where he had to go to the police station and give a statement, and he had no fault. He's like, put the gate there. I guess an ember jumped out, and the police officer looked at him like, we can't arrest you for nothing. You know, this is a tragedy. We're sorry, but you know. And then he walks out of that room in the Scores building, and a police officer was walking by, and he snatched the police officer's gun and tried to turn it on himself. He grabbed the gun, clicked, it was on safety. He tried to take the safety off. That's when they grabbed him just in time. He's like, no, just let me go, let me get. I don't have children. I'm an uncle. But every time I watch that scene, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I can't handle it. And Casey Affleck got an Oscar for Best Actor for that. He deserved it.
Yeah.
Bar none.
Absolutely.
That scene gets me every single time. I swear, dog. Heavy. This man, like, it's... just think about it right now.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Mine, it was so unexpected because I went to this, the first time I saw it, I was at work. I took the kids from my job just to go see it. And I was watching, this is a nice movie, it's cool. And they got, the movie Coco.
Oh,
Pixar.
yes.
And
Yes.
I heard my little cousin talk about it. He's like, you gonna cry? It's so emotional. I'm like, you gonna cry? From a
Yep.
From Coco?
cat. I mean, I teared up during Toy Story 3 at the end when they told me. I was like, I teared up. It's nice, but Coco, listen. When he finally got back, he was able to save his
I think it was his grandfather, right?
his great grandfather. Came back and needed to show his picture to his grandmother, great grandmother before he died, and put his picture on her friend so he can know before she died. He thought that he was in time. She don't remember him. He's like, oh, don't you remember? Don't you remember? And she's like, no, I don't remember. Oh snap, she gonna die, and he gonna die. And then he starts singing, remember me.
Yeah.
And he's singing it so well and playing the guitar. You're like, it just makes you think of your whole family and all the people you lost and people that came before you. And then it didn't let up. Like as it flowed from him singing the song, the music goes into the background, and it's flowing. It shows the update, and he's like, "Okay, she remembered. Like he was saved." And like, "Okay, where are they now?" He comes in. The sister's born. And he puts the great grandmother's picture on the friend. It's like, "What? She passed?
Yeah.
What?" And then they fast forward to show that in the afterlife, she finally meets her dad. He's like, "What? She finally sees him?"
It's
like, oh my gosh. And then they're dancing together. It's like family overload.
It's like too much.
yeah.
And so I'm in the theater with these kids going, I'm actively,
man,
Like,
with the beard.
are you okay, Dad?
I'm
Yeah, I'm
actively
good.
fighting tears. And like, and when it ended, I said, let's go.
For Not watching the credits.
So I thought that was it. Like I cried once. I watched it again with my wife. I cried again.
That's
It's like, ain't
crazy.
no way. And 2 more times. 4 straight times I watched it. 4 straight times I've cried.
I get it. I get it.
It's if you have any love for your family and like any part of your family, that movie's gonna
Then
get
it's
you.
emotional. No, I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it a competition,
Uh-oh.
but I think I got the winner.
But he's about to.
I think I got the winner, guys.
All right, go ahead.
Especially we're all men here. We all have had struggles at some point in our life. Pursuit of happiness.
Oh,
Wait.
And
There's
the scene-
2 possible scenes.
The scene that I'm specifically talking
okay.
about
Which one?
is in the room in the train station
In the bathroom.
in the bathroom.
Yes, I knew it. I thought you were
That
going to say.
scene to me read so well as far as just emotion. You know,
Can't
like
deny that.
just the idea of
Yeah.
first of all, at this point, we've already seen him struggling. We've seen him trying his best to be a good dad. To see how he handled it and just trying to protect his son, and also just knowing that like he was doing everything to get it done right.
Yeah.
It's almost like, why can't he win?
Yeah.
You know? And then to have that moment where he's trying to give his son, you know, somewhere safe to rest, but now he's having to block the door from the person trying to get
And
in.
hold
It's
his
just-
son.
And hold his
Yeah.
son. It's just, that scene to this day, every time, it gets me.
I can't even
Yeah.
front. No, that scene does. Yeah, that scene, right there.
As I gotten older, that scene weighed heavy.
I would even say like the counter. I don't know if this was the second one you're talking about, but the one where he's in the crowd
Yeah.
and he finally wins.
No, that's exactly what I was talking about. That's
Because
crazy.
it's like
It
That's
went
crazy.
from
He's
rock
like-
bottom and he finally gets his breakthrough.
yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
the sea of people. Because to me, it almost represents what life is, right? Which is that like no matter how bad or good your life is moving.
Life goes on. Yes.
So you get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think that's what the director is trying to establish. That's a good eye.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's trying to establish with that.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that scene alone to me was super emotional, man. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we know Will ain't have a great couple last years, but
Yeah, he's alright.
he's still a legend.
He's good.
Still a legend.
He's
and,
good.
I mean,
But
yeah,
so-
all 3 of those scenes, man, was
So
tear
side
jerkers.
note, like just for a little levity, the first movie in the theater actually made me cry was Castaway when he lost Wilson.
Oh,
And
I
he
watched
was
that the other
screaming
day.
for Wilson. Now I'm trying to like be tough, like, oh, I was half asleep. I was slumped in the theater seat. I'm watching like, no, this nigga lost Wilson. Like, no, but that one was the first one that made me cry in the theater.
Yeah,
legit.
I get that.
I think I've been always okay with like being alone. It's like he had a long time being alone. It's fine.
No, it's when he lost Wilson.
I know he
That
lost a
was
friend. For me, it never hit. Like I've seen it alone.
I
Seen
feel
it. Maybe
you.
it was like it for me.
No,
Like,
I
I'm
feel you.
weird.
I feel you. Yeah.
You know what probably a hit for you? Jenny. Well, we could not get Jenny
That
to
whore.
The next episode, we're gonna talk about why Jenny is the worst character in film
He
history.
really needed
Yeah.
to move on. Like
Yeah,
really,
for
man.
real.
There's other
Yeah,
girls.
actually, we should make that like
the whole episode.
Why did Forrest Gump not move on? from
Right.
Jenny?
This girl
Jenny
pair.
is terrible.
my
There's
God.
more girls, and you met them all. Get someone else. Jeez.
But yes, that was another great episode, guys. I appreciate y'all takes. We went from the cartoons to the horror. My bad. From the cartoons to the horror to the mob to the violence. I love it. And personally, I feel like that's what we should definitely aim for every episode is diversity. Until next episode, we appreciate y'all. Deuces.